Today, hundreds of doctors and healthcare workers came together in a massive show of support for racial justice. You can see how many people showed up to this rally, which was called White Coats for Black Lives. RTV6's Cornelius Hawker explains how they plan to do their part to help fight against systemic racism in the U.S.
Racism is a public health crisis, and we just feel like as physicians, it's our obligation to kind of make a stand.
That's the big reason why Dr. Francesca Duncan and all these other docs came together for the White Coats for Black Lives rally and march.
Racism isn't something that only happened under slavery. It's not something that happens in a faraway city or in professions outside of our own.
Doctor after doctor all shared their stories about race and how it impacts the work they do.
We know that African-American children are 2 times as likely to be born in that low birth weight category. This is nothing but systemic racism. And as pediatricians, these disparities are well documented, and it's time for us not to keep collecting numbers, but to do something about it.
This particular doctor admitting he's had to do some self-reflection when he realized he treated a black patient differently than a white patient. Each had the same diagnosis.
If you think you have never made a decision that was based or impacted by implicit bias, you have not examined your practice closely enough.
These doctors also talked about what started these rallies and protests we're seeing across the country, the death of George Floyd.
I have an inner turmoil watching the people that are supposed to protect us kneel on a black man's neck and kill him.
Racist policing is a giant public health problem.
So in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement, these doctors and other healthcare workers marched, holding up signs, demanding accountability and change.
We're trained from a young age, from medical school, to show empathy, compassion, and love to every single one of our patients, regardless of their ethnicity, their background, their race, their religious beliefs, etc. If our local community would show that same kind of empathy, love, compassion to each other, I think a lot of the issues that we're seeing in the media nowadays would be resolved and probably wouldn't exist.
Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.